That's season ending?
Yes.
What's the feeling in there, or your feeling about just what he's given you this season and to see it like this?
Just hearing it was pretty crushing. We know what Jimmy's been through, how hard he's worked at this. I got that news a little in the second quarter, so it was a little different for me, even just how happy we were with that game. That was a really cool game just as a team, and all the stuff that went on throughout the game, and just be able to overcome some things. And it was such a special win, but definite mixed emotions hearing about Jimmy. I told the guys right after the game, and so I know that gave them some mixed emotions fast too. But it was a hell of a job by Brock coming in, stepping it up. He did a real good job today, and we're going to be ready to do our best to overcome this.
Have you had a chance to see or talk to Jimmy yet?
No, he had already left by the time we got in, so I know his family was here and stuff. So I think he got out sometime in the third quarter and everything, and went home. So I'll get to him as soon as we're done.
Is there any possibility that you would activate Trey Lance?
No, he can't.
Throughout the whole process.
Brock came in and made some big plays. He's got some balls out there. Forgive me for saying it that way. We got to clean some stuff up, obviously, but just throwing him in there in the heat of battle like that, how much zero that team did too, which you guys could see. That was a big plan of theirs, and they had some good adjustments, taking away some of our hot throws. So we were having to change a lot of stuff on the fly. So putting a lot of pressure on him in that way, and I thought he did a hell of a job doing it. Protected the ball well, didn't have any turnovers, and made some big plays too that I thought weren't there always.
See how emotional you are. Like, how do you balance that? Just like the human side of it and dealing with Jimmy, but also the football coach side of have to move on and have to make do with what you got.
It's just what we do. It's anytime a player gets hurt, especially when it's a season ending, you know how much these players put into it and how much rides on. Just for their career, their family, everything is based off of staying healthy and stuff. So from the individual, for whoever it is, you're always crushed because it's a very tough sport, and this is what these guys commit to coming out of college. And you always hurt for guys with injuries. And then obviously when it's the quarterback of your team, it affects it more, affects guys a little bit more. But you just look at it as the way we're built to win. Jimmy's a hell of a player, and like I said last week, we were so fortunate to have him here. But we need everybody, and today we needed a good defense, we needed a good run game, we needed guys to step it up at wideout and tight end, and we needed our quarterback to come in and do his job, and all those guys did that at a pretty high level today. I thought our special teams was well. I thought Robbie had one of his best games of the year, if not the best, with his kickoffs and field goals, and when you play like that as a team, you can beat a pretty good team. Like Miami's a real good team, so that's what we got to look at, and we got to make sure to step it up in all these areas, not having Jimmy.
How impressive was your defense's performance against one of the best offenses in the league?
I thought they were real impressive. Especially the way it started out, that first play, having a house call, but they didn't waver. I think Tua, like I was saying all week, I think he's a hell of a quarterback, plays at a very high level. Is very good at going against those zone defenses. I feel like we play zone defense as good as anyone in this league, though, so it was a good matchup. And he got his, they got theirs. But the main thing was we did a good job keeping them out of the end zone. And, they moved the ball well. I think they had about 7 yards of play. But I think they were 0 for 7 on third down. So when you can stop guys on third down and you get a few turnovers, it really doesn't matter what you do in between. And that's where our guys really stepped it up today.
Their presence in the box more than what you expected? They seem to be pretty.
What's that?
Was their presence in the box more than what you expected, or just how they kept going 0?
They've done it before, so you knew that there was chances of it. You just don't know how much they're going to do it, when it's going to happen. So you need the answers on a number of things. They pop out so much and stuff like that. So, I think what they did a real good job of early is when they did do it, our quick throws were taken away. They did a real good job of that, and when your quick throws are taken away, there's no answer. So until you adjust, see what they're doing, and that's what we had to do. And then half the time they don't do it. So you got to be able to play with that, and that's something they've done over the years. They did a lot more last year, but we knew it was in their arsenal.
Did you and John meet like after this to kind of figure out what you want to do at the quarterback position as far as bringing in a backup or promoting Jacob Eason or bringing in another practice?
Yeah, that's stuff those guys even start working on during the game. And that's something they're staying up with everyone's practice squads, who's out there. So they always have a list of people, and we'll be discussing that tonight. And we know we got to bring someone else in at least.
That one down the seam of the 2-minute drill to Kittle. Do you feel like that kind of settled him in a little bit against the blitz and how he handled that?
Yeah, that was the first big adjustment that we had to make, and he's the one who had to do it. So he did a hell of a job recognizing the blitz, getting that, and getting into who we were trying to on the play.
You successfully challenged 2 catches. How confident were you on that last 4th down one? You threw the flag pretty darn far out.
Real confident just because I saw it on the scoreboard. Once I saw it, it was pretty easy.
You know, a few times this season that you've lost a player for the season and had to go on. What does it say really about the resilience of this team? 2 quarterbacks, you lost Mosley, that you just are still finding ways to win.
We'll see going forward, but I mean, we got a resilient group. And that's what I loved about today so much. I mean, just the first play of the game for the defense, and it didn't, it was a big 80-yard touchdown, 85, whatever it was, but they didn't waver, they didn't hesitate. You could tell it didn't phase them, and losing our quarterback on the second series in the first quarter there, it was a big deal, but you don't feel any difference on guys on the sideline. So we got a strong team, guys who love football, and we got to make sure to really ride that high the rest of the year and hope it can keep making us better.
How was Purdy emotionally, getting plays in? Seemed like there were some times when you were counting down the clock there pretty close. Just how the operation went.
I think we struggled at times. That's why I think you saw us call a little more timeouts than we usually do. Fortunately, they didn't come back to harm us at the end. But yeah, there was a few times just the communication between the ear, the headset, and all that stuff. You never know till they come out of the huddle, and when they come out in a completely different play than what you called, that's when there's a hearing issue, a speaking issue, and those are the things we got to get better at. Go ahead.
You mentioned Purdy's cojones. Is it most evident on kind of those tight window, kind of middle of the field throws? He made a series of those.
Yeah, he's. I think Brock naturally looks a lot more often for the deeper one than the shorter one, which is awesome. Sometimes it helped today, and a couple early I thought he missed. Just having someone quick right there and just trying to look for something deeper and then running out of time to come back to the short one. So those are, you like that about a guy's personality. You want that much more than the other way. And now it's about playing, getting the guy experience. He got a lot of experience in college, but this is really his first NFL game here, and he's going to get a lot more going forward.
You mentioned the defense. How much did that start with Bosa, and is this at about the highest level you've seen?
I'll see. It seemed like it went in some pivotal times. I got to watch the whole game to really compare it to other amazing games I think he's had, but it definitely felt like that this was the best one of the year out there. I kind of messed with the D-line and Bosa last night, telling them that I thought the linebackers outperformed them last week, and I thought they would smile at it, but he didn't smile at all. And right after that last sack where Dre scooped and scored, he came right up to me. I thought we were going to celebrate together, and he goes, "That's what happens when you talk that way about me in a team meeting." And I go, "I'll make a note. I'll make sure to do it a lot more." So it was pretty cool to see. He was great, unbelievable.
Talking about last one, Dre Greenlaw, you guys didn't have him for much of the season last year. It seemed like today he was just making play after play. You can hear some of his hits echo. What does he mean to your defense?
All 3 of those guys. Everyone knows about Fred, the leader out there, and the captain. You go to the 2 other guys. Watching Aziz all last year when Greenlaw went down, how physical Aziz is and how much fun he is to have out there. And then Greenlaw, one of the best games I ever saw, I thought, from a player was Week 17 in L.A. last year when Greenlaw hadn't played at all and came back, and was one of the main reasons I thought we went to the playoffs last year, just because how he played in that game. Wish we could have all 3 of them forever. They're studs, and they love football. They're a real tight group, and they like to run and hit. So it's what you like about them.
And didn't let him get yards after the catch. Nobody does that.
No, it's Tyreek is extremely scary every time he runs across her. Everyone almost needs a head start, and for a linebacker to be able to get there and be able to wrap him up, that was an unbelievable play, and not a play that not many people can make.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Ron, what kind of preparation did you get this week going against the 49ers first team defense running, I'm assuming basically your own playbook?
Yeah, it was nice just going out, running our plays. And honestly, for me, it's always a challenge every single week going against guys like Fred and Dre and Huff. So, like, I've continued to, chip away every single week. But it was nice knowing that I could just go through my progressions like we're calling it, because they're running that same offense. But, yeah, this week was just like any other week in terms of, trying to chip away and do my thing and try to get better and find ways to find an edge to get better. But, yeah, that's really just how it went.
How challenging is it, Brock, to kind of set apart the emotions of seeing Jimmy go down and going out and doing your job?
Yeah. I mean, sadly, it's part of the game. I love Jimmy, what he's done in terms of, just taking me in and being a brother to me and just telling me little things and his experiences so far in his career that have helped him, and he shares them with me. He's not like a secretive guy or anything. Like, he wants the guys in that room to be better, to push him as well. So to see him go down like that, it's like, man, that sucks. Also, I have to be ready to roll for the rest of the game, So, my heart, feels for him, man. He's a brother of mine. It's just like, the situation with Trey when he went down. It sucks seeing your guys go down like that, but you got to roll and you got to, find ways to win. So.
Do you have nerves when you win in the game, or do you not even have time to think about it in that scenario?
I feel like there was a little, just like the whole butterfly feeling of, all right, man, like, we're going in. Let's do this. It wasn't like, I was out there like shaking and like, oh, shoot, what do I do? What's my read? None of that, man. It's every single week I act like I'm the, starter. I got to prepare like I'm the starter. And, my name was called. Coach Greasy said, let's roll. And just went out there thinking, all right, what do I got to do on the first play? Like, check can or not, So, but once I got hit, on I think it was a rollout, it felt good just to be like, all right, got some contact in, and now I can roll and settle down a little bit. So, yeah.
You don't work with first team offense obviously at all in practice. What is that adjustment like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's different because, after every single practice, I get together with, Greasy and Kubiak, and we go over literally every single play that was ran at practice and just mentally walk through it, get some throws in. But I'm not running those plays, live, against 11 on 11. So I just made sure, every single week, especially like even this game, just making sure, all right, if I get called, like, visualize what I've been doing at practice and rolling. It's live. I'm going to get hit. There's going to be contact going on, but I just get to go out there and just be efficient and do my job. So, yeah, nothing really more to that.
It's a little bit surreal to go from being the last pick in the draft to now being the starting quarterback. You got any time to process that at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. That's just where I fell in the draft. I'm very thankful that I got drafted, but I've always had confidence and belief in myself that I could play at this level, especially, through the preseason games and then the times that I've gotten in the game. It's football. And I played 4 years, as a starter in college. So in terms of, 11 on 11 and speed and all that kind of stuff and seeing the game, I've had that kind of experience. But to get in and play and now, starting next week and whatnot, it's something that I've always looked forward to, and I've honestly told myself that it's going to happen. So here we are.
You mentioned about the zero blitz you were getting. You hit that one down to the seam to Kittle. How much did you kind of settle in from there in terms of dealing with pressure?
Yeah, I feel like when we went off to the sideline and, talked it over, we had a plan of, what we were going to try to do and how we're going to attack that. And so, honestly, I have a lot of playmakers around me. I just had to buy myself some time, get the ball out with whatever we had, drawn up in certain situations. And so there's times where I feel like I did, fail a little bit, not getting the ball out on time or making the right check. But overall, man, I had a lot of help around me. And so all the guys around me just helped me settle in and play my game.
It's only an hour after the game. You haven't watched the film, but how do you feel about how you performed out there?
I'm excited that we won, first and foremost, but myself, like I expect a lot out of myself, and so I know you can say it's my first time going in a meaningful time in a game and trying to win and everything. But for me, man, I'm a perfectionist in a sense, but that's how the game is. You're not going to be perfect, and I have to know that and continue to enjoy the good parts and learn from the tough times. But I'm definitely a guy that wants to do right all the time, and just because we won doesn't mean I'm on cloud nine and this and that. Like I want to get better, and I have to for this team moving forward. So.
Was the Dolphins doing things that you weren't prepared for, that were new this week, that you had to kind of adjust to on the fly?
I mean, I think once they saw me go in, definitely the cover zero looks. They tried to pressure me a lot more and everything. We knew that they had done that, in the past in certain situations in the game, but to do that almost every third down early in the game, and then even a couple first and second downs, it's like, all right, they're definitely trying to pressure me to get off my toes. Maybe they don't respect me because I'm a rookie. It's part of the game. So those are things that we sort of had to learn and grow with throughout the game and have answers moving forward. So, yeah.
When you told yourself it was going to happen, were you referring to one that's starting in the NFL? Is that what you meant?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Kyle said you had balls. Have you always had a certain fearlessness to you?
Yes, sir. I would say I have. Man, just like throwing fear out the window, man, and just going and play. Like, I don't know if I would have ever had an opportunity again to play in the NFL, depending on how it goes. So it's like you go out there, you prepare as best as you can. You get better every single day at practice. And once you get your opportunity, man, it's what are you going to do with it? So for me, it's, I believe in the Lord and I trust in Him, and I just go out there and just play, So that's really about it.
Rock, it looks like your first start will be against Tom Brady. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. Dude's been playing football longer than I've been alive. So, yeah, to have a first start against, the GOAT, it's going to be pretty cool. But it's just any other game, man. I just got to be efficient, do my thing, and play football. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys.
What was your reaction when you found out about the severity of Jimmy's injury?
Man, shocked. I had no idea it was that bad, and my heart goes out to Jim, the way that he competes, the way he prepares every week. Just a freak thing, that sucks.
Does it change how you view the rest of the season?
No, not at all. I think, obviously, if you ask anybody how I feel about Brock Purdy, like, I have the most respect and confidence in him because I see him every single day, on the scout team, the way that he comes out and prepares and competes, the confidence he has, the swag he has. Like, I got all the confidence in the world in Purdy, and that's a lot. It's a lot to ask of a rookie, obviously being thrust in the position he's in, but at the same time, he doesn't have to do too much. He has so many weapons on that side of the ball to just get the ball to, and his job is just to protect the football. We have a really good offense, and so he's in the best position possible.
What's been his role in getting you guys prepared from his work on the scout team?
I mean, he's just like the savvy for, just being a rookie. Like, just like you see him doing the no-look passes and putting the ball where it's supposed to be. He like, I feel like he's way advanced in terms of like where he's at for being a rookie, and so that's really impressive to see every week. And he's done a great job of getting us ready every week, defensively. So, like I said, I have all the confidence in him.
The big play on the first play of the game. How did you guys settle in and kind of shut things down after?
Yeah, we knew it was just a breakdown in coverage, just a simple mistake out there. And ultimately, we want to obviously get him down in that position once he does catch it. But we didn't flinch. We came back to the sideline, and you can't look at things like that emotionally. You got to just look at it for what it is and see how you can adjust. And I guess that was a kind of – it allowed us to really settle into the game quicker, obviously, when you have a play like that. So, yeah, we didn't flinch.
Purdy has shown poised and confidence in practice, but when he's in his first game, are you watching the sideline saying, let's see if it translates? And were you impressed that it seemed to?
Yeah, no, I tried to watch for the most part. I'm so locked in on what we got to do defensively, on the sideline, just kind of making adjustments. But for the most part, I think he did a great job just getting the ball where it needed to be, pressure in his face, delivering the football. And, like I mentioned, he doesn't have to do too much, just be himself and let the playmakers do their thing.
Been here for every game Nick Bosa's played with you. Where is he right now in terms of his level of ability and performance?
I mean, I think everybody here knows that he's just elite, and he's the best. And he put the stamp on it today. That's what you need from your best players to make the plays where it matters the most. And I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so proud of him just because the way that he works day in and day out. To have a performance like to go out and do that against a team like that, a playoff caliber team, big time.
Do you have a story about Purdy from practice? You say he has swag.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Just like Fridays, for example, are our red zone days. It's usually. We have a red zone period, 7-on-7, and then which is full speed, and then the rest of practice is kind of half speed. And that 7-on-7 period gets really competitive because obviously on defense we're not trying to let them in the end zone, and on their side they're going all out. The receiver is Purdy, and so he takes a lot of pride in delivering that ball and him scoring on us. You could just tell by the way he walks. When somebody just kind of got the it, you can kind of see it. Right, and I think he does. It's funny, this past Friday, he tried me twice, and both times were incomplete passes, and I'm giving it to him. I'm yelling back at him better, Purdy. Just because I know he could take that. That's how I know he's prepared, he's ready because he's played against the best defense in the league for the past 13 weeks. So he's gonna be just fine.
Thanks, Brad.
All right.
What's your reaction when you hear that Jimmy's?
It's crazy, man. I feel so bad for him and everything that he's had to go through, and it just seems like we've been down this road so many times, and it's truly unfortunate. I just feel for Jimmy.
During the game, do you have an idea that this could be something significant?
It wasn't until I think halftime that I found out that it could be something. I was confused. I didn't see him get hurt, and the next drive I just saw Purdy warming up. Like, where's Jimmy at? So it wasn't until I think I was running out onto the field that I realized that Jimmy was even out.
What kind of faith do you have in Brock Purdy?
A lot. Brock, I think, has played a lot of football, and you can tell. Just the way that he plays the position, he has a savviness to him. He has an understanding. He has a confidence to him, and I thought he did a really good job today in the huddle, just kind of commanding everyone's respect and getting the plays in and out and just delivering some confident passes out there. So I think we can definitely still do some things with Brock.
How much do you put on your plate now to just everybody?
Yeah. No, I mean, when you lose a starting quarterback, it does. It puts more of a load on everybody. We all need to step it up more to pick him up in that area. And I think we got the guys to do it. I think we got a lot of really, really talented people in our huddle, and I think we're ready for that challenge.
Anything else?
That was easy.
Thanks, guys.
Been around all that long, but what do you know about Brock Purdy now that you didn't when you got here?
Man, he plays with a lot of confidence. Didn't miss a beat. Came in and was great in the huddle. Obviously made some plays. I got to make a couple more plays for him. I think when something like that happens, it's on us to step up. But he did a great job all the way till the end, staying poised, managing the huddle, and obviously there's some things that can happen here and there with communication and just having a different quarterback. But I was proud of him. I thought he did a great job.
How hard was it to see Jimmy go down?
It's brutal. It's brutal. I think, I haven't been around a long time here, but I can't say enough good things about him. I've been in that position before where, you're playing and you're excited and it all has to end in a year, and it really sucks and it hurts. And but I can't say enough good things about him from a leadership standpoint. From the way that he operates, his attitude on a daily basis. And so I'm praying for him, and we all are going to have his back. But, and I know guys like Brock and that whole quarterback room are, you see a guy like Brock come in there and do well like that. It's because of Jimmy. It's because learning from a guy like Jimmy, learning from, Greasy and Kyle and all these guys. So, but, yeah, heartbreaking.
Do you know the severity of it as you were helping him up after that?
I didn't. No, I had no idea. You never know, right? I mean, things happen in a game and things happen quick. And I think to have an injury like that, I know it's a little thing too, but to jog off the field, it says a lot about him, about his character, about his toughness. And, like I said, just praying for him.
This is obviously a big win for you guys against a good opponent. How much does Jimmy's injury kind of, temper that excitement or enthusiasm?
Yeah, it's a brutal league. Things happen. Everybody's got to step up. When you lose something, obviously Brock stepped up. Everybody has to elevate their play. But football's football. The plan's going to be the plan, and it's going to be on us to execute every single play. Obviously, defense finishing, closing out games like that helps. But as an offense, it's going to be on us to really elevate our play. But nothing's going to change as far as my mindset, as far as anyone's mindset. It's just go out there and execute.
You take us through that two-play sequence where you clearly weren't pleased that you didn't come down with that first ball, and then he came right back to you. Can you kind of take us through what was going on?
Yeah, he hit me in a second window. It was a great throw, and I dropped it for him. And then he came back to me, and it was a touchdown. But I don't really have a lot of thoughts when the game's going on. So I always try to diagnose the tape and then make any corrections I need to make and move on from there.
The sense that next one was going to come back to you?
Every time a play is called, I assume I'm getting the ball. But, obviously we got the look that we wanted, and he threw it in there in a perfect time too, which was a great throw, and scored.
What do you think about Jordan Mason and how he's progressed since you've been here? Obviously, you guys have suffered some injuries in the backfield, so he's had to take on more of a workload. How have you seen him progress over the last couple of weeks, and how have you helped him?
Yeah, he runs so hard. He can run any run. He's a great spark for us. And obviously he's an incredible special teams player as well, which doesn't go unnoticed. We need guys like that. And for him to do that and then come in and run the ball the way he's running, it's exciting.
A lot of your teammates were not surprised about Brock's performance just because they've worked with him in the preseason. This is new for you with him. Were you surprised how good he was against zero coverage?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about who was in at all. I was just kind of trying to execute my plays. But I think when I turn on the tape, I'll be, he did an unbelievable job. That's not an easy defense to go against as a rookie quarterback coming in, when you weren't the starter coming into the game. They bring a lot of zero. They bring a lot of blitz. And to operate and manage it at the level that he did was extremely impressive. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Time about Jimmy. Is that when you heard, or when did you hear? What was the emotion?
Yeah, I heard in the second quarter that it wasn't good.
A lot of quarterback injuries now to this team. It's not just this season. Does it hit you like this is really terrible luck, or do you feel for Jimmy first of all? I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, it's football. Stuff happens. He got his foot stepped on, right? So, unavoidable.
You've seen Jimmy come back from a bad injury before. Can you assess kind of what his character's like in terms of coming back from a bad injury?
I mean, he's gonna be fine. It's gonna take time, obviously. With this, does everybody know that it's bad? Yeah, okay. So it just stinks because I really felt him coming on even more so this year. Like, just as he's always been a great leader, but I felt him really, really caring about this team and his part, and obviously his big role as quarterback. And I saw him at halftime, and it was pretty emotional.
If you go against Brock Purdy in practice all the time when he's running the scout team, what did you observe about him up to this point, and from what you saw today? You surprised at all, or what would you?
It's hard to tell in practice, but whenever he's gotten a shot in preseason, he looked like he had some dog in him. I love his mindset. He's super tough. He's not afraid to make mistakes. He gets playmakers the ball, so he's our guy now. So we got to roll.
You saw Jimmy at halftime. What were his spirits like? What did he have to say?
It sucks. Yeah, kind of similar to how I was feeling in 2020.
When you hear that in the second quarter, when you see him at halftime, is there any moment on the human side to kind of process, or you just can't really think about it?
I mean, I couldn't get it off of my mind, and I just kind of had to force myself to block it out and keep going. And I think our defense obviously did a pretty damn good job.
Obviously, you're not going to settling, let's try harder on defense just because you don't have Jimmy. But is there something to just kind of a feeling of might have to assume more of the load of we want the season to end where we want it to end?
Of course, whenever you lose somebody, offense or defense, you have to step it up. And I think we have the defense that could do that.
You told us that you made a comment at the meeting last night that you thought the linebackers were better than the D-line last week. You weren't particularly amused by it.
Yeah, he threw a little shade at me and the D-line. So we kind of talked in our meeting. We don't like being called out like that. Not that it's our head coach, so he obviously has the right. He watches the tape more than anybody, and he expects the most out of us. So I'm glad we were able to make an impact.
After your last sack, what did you say on the sideline?
It's like, don't talk shit about me anymore, or talk more shit about me, because.
He said he might do it more now.
Yeah, light the fire.
You mentioned your injury. What was the best advice you got when you were recovering?
You really don't take advice, because nobody's gonna go through what you're gonna go through. It's a lonely path, whether you have support around you or not. You're not gonna be with the team every week. You're gonna be off rehabbing and getting your foot right. But yeah, it's just one day at a time is kind of my motto, and I really like me and my dad talk about it all the time. One day at a time. Nothing else matters, but just taking it one step at a time.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.